Joe Biden had started the process of thinking about a running mate and doing the early vetting work even before Senator Bernie Sanders dropped out of the Democratic primary race. But now that Sanders has
So
suspended his
tonight I
campaign,
am
endorsed Biden, and
asking
Biden is the
all of you.
presumptive
I'm
nominee, that
asking as a
process is going to
Democrat,
kick
I'm
into
asking
much
as an
higher gear.
independent, I'm asking a lot of
Biden is committed to choosing a woman, but he hasn't gone much beyond that other than to drop some hints. He says things like, I want someone who's simpatico, who sort of reflects his governing approach. But there are also considerations about balancing the ticket in other ways. Biden's a 77-year-old white man. Younger voters are a little more skeptical or certainly unenthusiastic. He's trying to build bridges to progressives. Biden has dropped several names along the way, including women of color. He has not explicitly promised a woman of color, as he has very specifically for a theoretical first Supreme Court pick. That said, everyone knows how important Black women were in resurrecting his campaign after that bad start in Iowa and New Hampshire, and ultimately making him the nominee. So there's plenty of pressure on him. He specifically mentions Kamala Harris, California senator, a former candidate. He's mentioned Stacey Abrams, the Georgia Democrat who narrowly missed being elected governor in 2018. Um, there are Latinas, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto out of Nevada, Michelle Lujan Grisham, the governor of New Mexico, if you were to select a Latina. Tammy Duckworth is a tie descent, senator from Illinois. You also have Susan Rice, who has never held elected office. She comes out of the diplomatic corps in the national security world, having been a United Nations ambassador and national security advisor to President Obama. The most obvious names that may be most familiar to a lot of voters are the several women who ran for president out of the Senate. That involves Amy Klobuchar, senator from Minnesota, who is very much of Biden's political profile, sort of fundamentally a pragmatist, a deal maker. Elizabeth Warren would be particularly interesting because there seems like there's a wide policy gulf between the two. She would be sort of a bridge to progressives. If Biden looks beyond Washington, he has some options among governors. One that's gotten a lot of notice lately in the midst of coronavirus is Gretchen Whitmer, governor of Michigan, who was elected in 2018. People that are close to Biden say that he talks as much privately as he does publicly about his relationship with Barack Obama. From Biden's perspective, he knows he can't guarantee replicating that kind of relationship that he said Obama had, but he wants to pick someone that he believes could at least grow into that with him as a governing partner.